All right. Good morning. Let's get to it, guys. Welcome to TA with the QC. This morning, I need to make some very important announcements before we get started. As you all know, we dropped our Cyber Monday link last night. There are three options to get involved if you're a serious or aspire to be a serious trader. Option one is to subscribe to the newsletter. Right now, you guys are getting that newsletter free every morning. And at the very top of it, it includes a TA with the QC technical analysis training video, which is what I'm recording right now. And then let's see if we can. No, I don't have one open. The second most important section of the newsletter is the index most active. And that is what in my index, my own little personal NASDAQ 100 stocks that I have investigated rigorously is moving this morning. And as we move forward in the process, I will tell you how to identify which trades from that section you should be entering. A lot of that will be delivered to you via the newsletter. So let's talk about the three ways to get involved with the QC. Number one is you can just subscribe to the newsletter. It will come with the training showing you the newsletter profit strategies. Number two is you can take the membership that includes the newsletter and the inner circle group. And unfortunately, what is going to have to happen is I will be spending a lot less time in the Facebook group and devoting more time to the inner circle group hosted on Mighty Networks. The third option is just our $29 alerts. And so, of course, I recommend that you get in the inner circle. Right now, it is $127 a month. And again, that includes the newsletter, it includes the private group, and there'll be lots of stuff. Live trainings in the private group, special guests. We'll have CPAs come in and talk to you guys about how to increase your paycheck using your W-4, offering all kinds of classes, right? And so those are the three ways to get involved right now until I launch what we're looking at, which is the Alchemy dashboard, where I track the entire stock market via this page, but also my Alchemy index. And so this morning, I'm going to just let you guys kind of do my pre-market analysis with me. And I always start by updating the dashboard. I want to get a look at what the most active were on Friday. This does not update until 9 a.m. But you can get a look at the most active. You can get hugely valuable insights from there. Just scroll down real quick and see who has gotten upgraded or downgraded. You can click any of these articles if you want to open them up and look at them. It'll require a subscription to whoever the publisher is to read some of those. But I'm just looking to see particularly, we got an upgrade on snow. Snow is in the index. Okay, that's all I see. Price targets. Look at the news really quickly. Nothing is jumping out at me. This is why I say that this dashboard just makes your morning analysis, your pre-market analysis, that much faster. I don't really pay attention to this section. This section will be changing. Not so satisfied with the news that's presented there. But here you have your earnings calendar. CRDO is of interest to me. Who else is reporting this week? OKTA. For some reason, that's familiar. I do not remember. I could, if you said right now, name the 100, it's 103 right now. Name the 103 stocks that are in your index off the top of your head. I could not. But I don't need to because I keep them right there. So, and if I ever need to know, because I don't know what each of them do, because there are 100 of them and some of them are new to me, I just go to their ticker profile and I can get all of the information that I need about what they do, what the senators think of them, what insider trades have been happening recently. If they have, let's look at one that has some government contracts. Palantir for sure. If they have government contracts, which Palantir does, and what the specific news on the company is. Let's head back to the dashboard and look at the economic events. And so today, this is what we have. And Russell will actually be teaching a class about how to interpret that data. This section is that stuff that Russell is just specializes in. The developer is finished, so these headers are fixed in his version, but I'm still using mine out of habit. Here we have the commitment of traders data, and you can gain a lot of insight from that. The next tab that I take a peek at is the fundamental indexes, and this one just tracks like the top 15 cryptocurrencies, and we can see who's performing the best this morning. Right now, everything is retracing. If you have a trader's mind, then you know what that means. You know what to look for in the charts. VIX is down. If you have a trader's mind, you know what to look for as a result of that. Done there. I will not update the index, but if I were to update the index, all of this data up here would be updated in real time. And this is basically the equivalent of looking at the daily and the weekly chart. Got your sector data over here. You got your earnings dates. The other tab that will be released to you is this tab. And you will know right away why this tab is so valuable. But I just go right up here. And I have programmed this to show me what I want. So this is nobody's intellectual property but mine. But when I click update alerts, it's going to print me probably about 30, so maybe sometimes 50 alerts. 12/2/2024 at 7:16 a.m. That is the current time. And so I do that. And if I weren't making a video, I might spend more time doing that. But now what I want to do next is I want to come over here and look at the charts. This is my index on the side. See what's moving. I traded this on Friday, jumped in a bunch of contracts on this on Friday. But the one that I promised that we would look at for a third day in a row is this one. And so on Friday, I did the newsletter video on this stock. And what we had on Friday, let's get back. In pre-market, that's what I saw. And we should all know by now the importance of the order of my moving averages, right? 14 is on top, 21's in the middle, 200 is on the bottom. We're finding support at the 200. So when I saw this, I saw some news article, I would imagine, on the dashboard. And then I came over and I started my top-down analysis. We'll start with the weekly. And we're just looking for the right price action to draw our fib. I'm going to go with this top. Right click. Make sure that it follows us. Close this. Close that. We don't need. And so it looks like it traded right down to the 1, which means that it made a move up, and then it made an equal size move down, and it started to find support. What's significant to me here, it's oversold. I'm sorry, it's overbought. And the moving average on the stochastic on the daily chart is turning back bearish. Let's see how sharp. It's a relatively sharp reversal, and that's a triple top there. But let's keep working. Our moving averages are saying that we're in a reversal. The 14 has crossed back over to 21, and now the candles, the price is finding support on that 1421 combination of moving averages there. So just really easy, really simple. My first target, if I decide to enter this, would be up here at the 200 moving average. But let's keep working. Drop down to our 4-hour. And let me see if I can explain this, because it's like a tongue twister. We do a top-down analysis, but when we're looking for a reversal in the current trend, we do a bottom-up analysis. And so with that, even if the daily chart is saying that we're in a bearish trend, you would look for your reversals on the 30-minute, hourly, and 4-hour. But let's keep doing our top-down analysis. Let's look at this. Still very bearish. But like this, it kind of looks like it's flattening. And I said that in Friday's video. And it kind of has developed just like I expected in Friday's video. And so right now we are trading between the 14 and the 21 moving average. But the moving averages are in the bullish position. And so if the 21 is our support, what does that mean for us? What do we expect? Well, we expect that eventually it will break through the resistance of the 0.886 Fibonacci level and then continue to the 0.79, the next Fibonacci level, which happens to be really, really close to our 200. So we got 998 here. So that next Fibonacci level on the next lowest time frame is really, really close to the 200 on the daily time frame. That's significant to me, at least. Same thing here. Right now, it looks like we're looking at, this is Wednesday's data. Okay, I want to get out of this replay situation. Do you want to exit? Yes, I do. So let's go back. We were at Wednesday. Trading beneath or finding resistance at the 1421 cross here. And once it broke above, do you see that huge candle? That's like a God candle if we were looking at Bitcoin. But do you see that huge candle? And for some reason, it retraced right back into what is now support, the 1421. And those two moving averages being so close together like that make it that much stronger of a support. But as you can see, the two candles after that red candle are green. And so basically, it created a gap. It closed the gap. It's on support at the 1421. And hopefully you guys know what to expect. Let's peek here. Okay, we got a triple bottom. And now to me, this just indicates we're having a retrace created by that big red candle. But you know what happens after a triple bottom. You get a retrace and then you go. So gapped up, closed the gap, trading off of support at the 886 level. Our next target will be that 923.79 level. But my lowest time frame that I would enter on is here. So we're at the 200. So now having seen this, let's look here because this is important. Having seen this, what is that doing? When that green thing turns sideways, the green line turns sideways like that, that means that it's attempting to reverse. And if it does that, it's going to cross the red line. And I keep it very, very simple because I'm a very, very simple person. But if these two cross, we're back in bullish conditions, which is what I'm expecting. being so close to the 200 moving average, there is huge potential. See that triple bottom that formed? And then it broke out. Did it take out this high? I don't think so. 854, 856. It took out that high. So my expectation would be that we may get a retrace as deep as the 200 moving average, or it may even wick powerfully below the 200 moving average. But the candle should stop here because this is our strongest support on this chart right now, in my opinion. And then we'll start our ascent to the next fib level. Just keep it so simple. I don't draw horizontal lines as support and resistance. I've been doing this now. I started in 2012 in a training called FIP, which was really just a Steve Morrow training. And I've tried everything. I've had complex models. I've had 10 indicators on my chart. And for me now, it's just not necessary. And so with that, I think for you, that's probably not necessary either. So I cannot answer questions for you about the MACD or any of that because I don't need to know it. There's so much data in my brain that if there's anything that I know I don't need to know, I kind of just push it out. But I can tell you a lot about the stochastic, the 14, 21, 200 simple moving average combination, and just a simple volume indicator. So let's look at the trades, at least one of them, that I entered on Friday. Now, you know what? First, I want to peek at what news is going on for this stock. And then we'll look at one more chart and we'll go really, really quickly because I need to start producing that newsletter for you guys. Let's see what they do. Cloud software products. Enough said. I know the CAGR. Go look up the CAGR on the cloud and cloud computing. I got a report about halfway done, like in the spirit of the Billionaire Babies reports that I used to do. But I just have been having fun playing with the other tools and developing a strategy to share with you guys. So they're getting sued. I think every company in the world has some type of lawsuit, class action suit. So I don't pay those any mind. Projections. Let's see. This is probably the article. Year-over-year decline. Wall Street expect. I don't pay any attention to the analyst estimates about earnings because to me that's just a stupid concept. But it does impact stock price, unfortunately. I could learn more about this stock on my index on the ticker sheet for this stock than I'm learning from this article right here. So I'm going to get out of here, go back to the charts, and we will look at what's down, what's like really down. iDay. It's let's just peek. What time frame? This was in the newsletter like early last week, probably Tuesday. But let's just peek. Move that over. Get that out of my way. You get a retrace to the 50, 14 moving average, and it'll probably take back off there. It might retrace deeper, so don't just jump in at the 50 because I'm not really thinking about this. It's just like kind of muscle memory. But we might go as deep as the 618. We could go all the way back down here. But you should know what a chart pattern is that indicates it's reversing once it trades in, I would imagine, somewhere between the 14 and the 21 moving average. So somewhere between 43 cent and what is that? We just call it the 0.5, about 55 cent. And how to play these guys is you can buy 100 shares of this for cheaper than any option contract. And so just go buy 100 shares, wait for it to go up 50% again and get out. Or you hold it because if it's in here, it has huge potential for growth. All right, done there. I want to look at the stuff that I traded. Let's look at KULR real quick. And let's look at This is kind of doing what I just told you that iDay would probably do. I call it iDay because I worked at a place called iDay before, but it's IDAI. And so, I mean, I'm not going to make any hard and fast predictions about it. I'm going to watch the price action. But we could trade as deeply as here. Sure, fib. Could trade as deeply as the 618. We could come all the way down to the 0.886, but I don't think so. Let's look at if there's anything crazy in the news. Soaring on Monday. What's going on? It was it was preparing on Friday. Shares are trading higher Monday after the company announced it won a Navy contract. I don't have to say anything else about that. If you know me, then you know. If you've been following me, if you've been one of my students, I don't have to say anything else about the impact of that Navy contract. I'm going to find out what the size of the contract is, but I know they're not handing out $1,000 contracts. And so consider that your signal for the day. You have to find your own entry. I've been teaching you guys for at least the last 5 days with that video at the top of the newsletter, how to find your own entry. And so you should have an idea of how to do that now successfully. I would get at minimum we're in December, so I would start to be looking at February expirations on options contracts, and you could take it's going to the zero probably today. As an easy target, you could just take the 0.5, but its ultimate destination is this $3.19 at the -1, and then the 442 at the -2. This is really so easy. We make it difficult. We make it complex. We add 1,000 indicators to our chart, and then we wonder why we aren't profitable. But I'm here to help you guys change that. And I will share the link again today for you guys to hopefully get in the inner circle and join me in that private group so we can really start to dig deep with some of these very simple but complex concepts. Happy trading, guys. Happy Monday.